It is the 89th day of the year. It is the 30th of March. We're almost at the end of March. Can you believe it? Another month of 2026 is flying by. It certainly is the year of the fire horse, right? Lots of movement, lots of energy. Hopefully you've had a great month of March so far. That could be also a nice journaling practice for you today, is to kind of reflect on the month as we're coming to the end of the cycle. Obviously we're going to read together as part of our practice and pull some journaling prompts from here, but just because we are towards the end of a cycle of the month, perhaps have a think about how things have gone this month. If you want to perhaps go back through your journal and have a look about where you've been and where you are now, and perhaps set some intentions for the next month as well. So we're on day 89 of the year. Our word for today is disengagement. So grab your books, grab your journals, and find a nice quiet and comfy place where we are not going to be disturbed, so we can read together for the next 15 minutes or so. Remembering that 15 minutes is just 1% of your day. So get comfy, get quiet, get here and now and present, and remember that the best way to do that is through your breath. So take a couple of nice deep breaths in with long exhales out. And let's start reading together on day 89 on the subject of disengagement. Wearily I open my prayer book, sepia photograph of sage on amber page, flaming raven Sanskrit, strange syllables, intone, chant, repeat. Number vows with beads, every resolution is inspiration petrified. There are some days when one is disengaged from Tao, not interested in devotion, and everything just becomes an empty form. Gone are spiritual bliss, deep insight, and integration with the rhythms of the universe. Instead, there is duty, form, and stiff discipline. One can try to remember the reasons for one's quest, think of the achievements of the past, reaffirm one's goals, and still not be inspired to do one's practice. What do you do? Well, does that resonate? Have you ever just been kind of in a funk, feeling a little uninspired, knowing that you've got things to do but not really wanting to do them? As it says here, you're not inspired to do one's practice. What do you do? What do you do in those circumstances? Let's continue. Every once in a while, it is permissible to skip things for a day. If you are angry, under great stress, or ill, then it is best simply to rest. But if one has made vows and it is only a matter of laziness or indifference, then you must exert your discipline and practice, even if it means that you are just going through the motions. So that's an interesting way to discern the difference, right? Are you genuinely really exhausted? Can you genuinely not do your practice? Are you so physically ill that you can't do it? Or are you just being lazy and looking for excuses? It's interesting to see which one of the two that it is. And if it's the latter, if you're just being lazy and you've made vows and you've made a commitment, then you just need to do it. And as it says here, even if you're going through the motions, just commit to your practice, as long as you're not really sick and there's a genuine reason for not doing it. And if that's the case, then yes, you should rest. You should take the day off. But if you're just being lazy, you should commit to your practice. Knowing the difference between the two is very important as well. In at least half the cases, something significant will happen. The rest of the time, going through your forms is in itself a good practice. It builds a tremendous momentum that will manifest itself in later times. So that's a nice way to think about using your own discernment as well, because sometimes you do make excuses for yourself. Sometimes you don't feel like doing the things even though you know that you should. And even with this practice, we've been doing this together for 89 days. Perhaps there's been some days that you haven't really felt inspired to do it. Perhaps you don't really feel like it. Perhaps you're in a rush. As it says here, there's other excuses. Perhaps you're angry. There's other things going on in your life, but you do it anyway. Unless, as it says here, you're genuinely sick or you genuinely can't do your practice, then it's okay to rest. And it's actually the right thing to do, is to rest. So maybe take a moment to think about that, not just with the practice that we're doing here with our reading and our devotion every morning, but are there certain things in your life that you've committed to and every once in a while you just don't really feel like doing it and you kind of want to take the day off and just not commit? Next time you catch yourself doing that, ask yourself the question, am I really sick? Should I really take the day off and rest? Or am I just being lazy? And if you're just being lazy, as it says here, even if you're just going through the motions, commit to your practice, because just at least doing the practice is something in and of itself. As it says here, in at least half the cases, something significant will happen. Going through the motions itself is a good practice, and that's what practicing is all about, right? You have to commit to it. You've got to get your reps in. You've got to keep doing things over and over and over consistently, and that's the only way we're ever going to improve in anything. If every day you wake up and you're like, I'm not going to do it today, I'm not going to do it tomorrow either, I don't really feel like it, then you're not going to be consistent. And if you're not consistent and you're not doing your practice, you're not going to see the benefit. So have a think about that this morning. Even on this Monday morning, perhaps you're not really feeling motivated to commit to this. Perhaps you don't really feel like writing in your journal. Perhaps you don't really want to read. Ask yourself, am I really sick? Can I really take a day off and rest? Or am I just being lazy? It's good to hold yourself accountable. So on that note, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Thank you so much for being here for 89 days.